The name's Mayhem, and I have a date with a monster. Not a good date, with delectable grub and enough wine to make your lover look half decent. At least till the morning. No, I means to stab this date! That foul beast, taunting me from the shadows in its sea. I can see us now, our mighty duel. A storm crackles, but me ship sails true as I face that twisted demon. So fierce that legends about our duel only scrape the surface of how brutal, how wicked. I'll pierce its skin with me ship set ablaze. Charge at it with all me fury and to crush me blade through its godforsaken heart!
I failed once before. Why would this be any different? No. Let's see who we truly are. To be one with my masterpiece or drown in my sin. May our dreams bloom. Aboard the Flaming Lily.
Forgive me rambles, and sorry for waking ye from your slumber. But I be afloat in the calming pink of the 18-petal sea, and the blood of enemy ships. Why? I've only done what be necessary. I may not make it to some pearly gate in the starlight, but I will slay that monster. But it looks like time has granted me the gift of story to bless your stupid ears. So before I reach me destiny damned, and if ye dare to be so kind, I'll tell a tale blazed with adventure. But I warn thee, there be no sunshine in this story, only rain that burns as it drips down your cheeks. The Black Diamond, a small island tavern where law and order dare not wander. Anyone who was anybody was there, with most everyone and everybody being a swashbuckling pirate. A lovely cesspool of drunken crabs, bloated pigs, and flirtatious desperados down on doubloons. In other words, the Black Diamond ain't no place for a lady. But I hear ye scratching your noggin. Then what are you doing there? Why would you change yourself like that? And oh shite, you're a lady? Well, if you must know, I had just... Actually, no. Shave all that crying nonsense. I ain't telling me tale for no worthless pity. All you need to know is, I was tired and a bit short on tears, you get me? Anyways, I had sailed down on me bloody ship, all by me lonesome, in search of cheap booze and information. I spent both halves of the night drinking with and chatting the minds of all those Jolly Roger cretins. To me surprise, their thoughts were quite the helping hand. To no surprise, their breath rank of rancid desperation and gutter intention. But of all the pirates, 3 truths struck solid.
1.
The monster has only ever been spotted in the 19th sea. Ye heard right. Traditionally, there be 18 chartered bodies of salt-watery death in our world. But if ye spend some time on naval voyages like most of these scrummy words have, ye will hear scares from the dreaded 19th sea. Per tradition of spooky tales, ye can't find it on any map, for it be a spot for only certain souls can journey into, only after sailing the other 18 seas. A chosen few. Like the sea be another monster entirely, hunting with the real monster to damn their prey to doom eternal. Only 3 pirates been selected and survived the 19th sea. The miserable 3. They lived up to their names too, for all 3 lost their ships, their crew, and their will to exist. Through the fragments of their shattered minds, me and the pirates of the Black Diamond pieced together some warning that the 19th sea had chosen ye for the slaughter. First, a crimson sun will rise, regardless of the time of day. Next, a fog, oddly stinking of a minty fragrance, will swarmy ship and mind, but not the crimson sun. Then, a roar no creature of this world has ever roared will strike like lightning through the fog. Finally, the monster will reveal itself, and every fear you've ever had will have a face and body of which to drown your life and ship into the abyss.
2.
There be a fair script of what the monster is and its abilities. At least what mortal minds be able to comprehend. Thanks again to the miserable 3, I know what to expect from me dark nemesis. The monster bears some array of tentacles, all of which wield like slimy, jagged swords. These disgusting limbs stem from an even more vile body, described at least in shape to be a long, exposed skull. A stretched mockery of all human skulls, rivaling the size of most flagships, and crooked in a way that it may be cursed to smile forever. Out of its many holes that plague this nightmare, a wicked fire seeps out as it be crawling up your ship. It screams so hot you can feel your blood boil. Then memories, and thus me details about the monster, snuff out then, for each pirate leapt from their burning end and into the fog. It was absolute darkness and hopeless silence within the fog, when suddenly they were washed ashore, or found drifting afloat, or rotting in a cell. But the nightmare never stopped. Every time they blinked, the darkness returned, and so did the screams from that fire. All 3 were found dead, having done themselves in. It was made clear that their eyes be stitched open, so that the screams couldn't find them in their final slumber.
3.
It has a name. You will have heard it in false tales that will span for centuries. A myth drunk fools claim to have seen across the 18 seas. But its real form haunts the 19th. The ravenous bastard that slaughtered me, poor darling. The monster that stalks the 19th sea.
The Kraken.
That morning I set off on the Flaming Lily to begin me bloody quest. Before departing the Black Diamond, I took up the moniker of Captain Mayhem, and stealthily looted most of those fools dry, marking me first step as a true pirate. I would have to endure all 18 seas, and even then, it'd be up to fate to guide me to vengeance. How far would I go to avenge me, darling? Well, it would be like an elderly spouse tale. A dame who dares dive into piracy will always find trouble, and eventually, death. I believe the first part. I live to disbelieve the second.
Will I be satisfied when it's all over? I never win, but this time, I might not lose as much. But what is a paint that the weak-minded fail to wash away? So be a good little girl, and focus. This canvas needs more finishing touches.
"2 years be it all took to slay the 18 seas of this accursed world. Me adventure be grim, and me mind be stirred. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it. There be nothing more rewarding than being underestimated as some bitch playing pirate, than cracking some skulls and spilling some guts for the fish to feed on. Most of me encounters blurred together, but a handful of them be forever lodged in me dreams, and me nightmares. The first time I heard of the man-wolf, I was trudging through the Mar de Leon. opposed scurvy Santiago and her coffee fanatic gang of misfits. They asked me if I could spare any valuables to aid them in their time of need. They be a poor crew, down on luck and in need of help. But me eyes shot through their lies. I had heard the same fiction spewed many a time from me late darlin'. These punks were high on poison they forced upon themselves. Caffeine. They be desperate to keep indulging, and means to rob me dry to fund their addicting escapes into nowhere. I baited them onto me ship, spouting false talk of good fortune on their misfortunate souls. Then, without warning, I drew me trusty cutlass and slashed through all 20-odd of those worthless thugs of thievery. They stood no match, for me saber was faster than the wind that blew their ships here to death. After justice had been served, I began tossing what remained overboard when I heard a dying Satiana whisper.
The moon bleeds for the man-wolf to howl. Will you draw your blade or drown in sorrow?
Yeah, weird lady. Like a witch, she whispers. But she got what she deserved. They all did. There be a silent beauty that comes with any seafaring adventure. Rough waters and maelstroms rise here and there, but the beauty never leaves. I hold on as me Lily glides with such grace and speed and vigor. But like any parent of multiple chubby babes, I have me favorites. The Lesbios Sea, whose whirlpools gave sight to underwater golden cities of fine-looking mermaids and mermen. The Green Sea brought me more wonder than envy as I combed through the massive algae trees, a forest above the sea. Even the Sea of Broken Hearts, with its deadly pink lightning, sang a sweet melody as it struck near me Lily. That didn't stop me rage from letting loose here or there. Yeah, I was forced to slit many throats of degenerate raiders looking for booty, imperial armies fighting on the sea they think they own, and the occasional pack of leaping turtle sharks. There be even one time where this stupid, pathetic pirate, all by they lonesome, tried to down me Lily with a measly pistol. A pistol! Ha! So it'd be only fair that I repay back. And boy, did I. 7 rows of cannons aimed towards that weasel in his sailboat. And 7 cannonballs tore him and his sailboat apart. Total devastation. I never thought such a frail body such as this weasel could store that much blood. Like I was blasting barrels of tomatoes, limb from limb. But those unfortunate necessities were means to an end, and blood can't poison all of the sea. Sometimes it be necessary. Anywho's, about 15 seas into the 18 seas before the mighty 19th sea, I came across a real formidable foe. She's a legend, much like the Kraken. The difference being, I'm going to murder the Kraken. But I wouldn't mind throwing this fella overboard. Always cloaked in a black hood, you can never make out her face. Though I'm sure it'd be one to remember. She be named Morrigan. She be the most interesting chick I've ever met. And I was fairly certain she'd be an embodiment of death. But alas, I felt calm around her presence, speaking in riddles and spinning jokes for good fun. Morgan seemed harmless at first, when suddenly, 2 eyes of violet glared from beneath her cloak as she uttered these fighting words.
Nobody beats the Captain Morgan and her scythe of Thanatos.
Swift as a fart, I reached for me saber, but Morgan just laughed. She was no duelist of swords, not a pirate bone in her body, but in her veins pumped the blood of the fastest ship racer of the 18 seas, and I was to be her rival. long tails spun short. It was a test between her scythe of Thanatos and me flamin' Lily. Two of the finest ships that ever graced the seas. Her scythe bore a tricky disguise, for its tiny size and peculiar sails were as intimidating as some ugly crybaby babe. But through the disguise, her ship be fast. Really fast. It be the ship that escaped Davy Jones' locker in 40 knots. Honest? Me Flamin' Lily ain't too special other than a piping hot cherry finish, so I wasn't too optimistic about our race. But to me shock, I won.
What? How? I never win. You shouldn't have won. You don't deserve it.
I know. I hear you all the time. But I did this time.
Liar.
No, it be true. I swear.
Swear on your darling, then.
What?
Swear on our darling. You won't fail again. You stupid, pathetic.
No, I won. It be as true as the sea I sail on. I be brave. I be strong. I be wicked smart. For me name's Captain Mayhem. And Morgan and her scythe of Thanatos never stood a chance against me flamin' Lily. And neither will ye lies, or that kraken.
Do you believe in the legend of the man-wolf? The goddess of the moon curses souls to be doomed to endless cycles of savage lycanthropy. But most souls she chooses are often already damned. If true, may her magic shine.
And burn what's left of you.
Begone, foul mind! Ye have no power here!
Blood is a paint that the weak-minded fail to wash away.
Begone!
So be a good little girl.
Please!
Burn!
Begone! Sorry about that. I promise I'm almost done. You can sleep in a bit, but back to what I be saying. The Great Crystal Barrier on the 15th Sea is one of the deadliest places a ship dares sail through. And I sailed the shite out of it. Its jagged purple stalagmites and howling bat infestation never broke me. But Morgan was no pushover. It was ship to ship for most of the race, till the very end when I blasted cannons galore into the sea behind me to gain the lead and pass the finish rock. And for once in a long time, I smiled. Short after, Morgan drew her ship around. I remember me smuggy nose. I was ready to rub me winning. But before I could rightfully boast, she said in an unusual tone,
Please stop after you sail the 18th sea.
I replied, but I only have a few more seas. I need to sail all 18 to find the 19th. To find that monster. To avenge me darling. She didn't interrupt or talk down. Morgan climbed aboard me ship, drew down her hood, revealing her face. She was near tears. Why? Out her lips flowed understanding and pity.
I see the truth beyond the canvas, Captain Mayhem. This won't bring your darling back.
Shut up! I screamed. I drew me sword to warn no more advance. She just stared for a moment, but eventually she sank back into her hooded cloak and floated aboard her ship.
Your first act is to draw that cruel sword. Deep down, you already know the truth. Thanks for the race, and may your true dreams bloom in this world or the next.
And just like that, she was gone. Stupid, old Captain Morgan. I felt nothing but pure fury flowing through me dreams as I crossed and sailed and sliced and cracked and crushed and stabbed and ripped the hearts of anyone who dare stood in me way, be it the cruel waters of this stupid world or the evils of ravenous pirates. But those disgusting words plagued me mind. What does she know? Captain Morgan of the Scythe of Thanatos? More like Captain Moron of the stupid of... Oh, piss off! She be wrong. Dead wrong. She don't know me. What I've been through. What I've done to get to now slay this monster. I've only done what be necessary to win. To kill the Kraken. I've only killed what's necessary.
So why? Why do I keep feeling this hate? This anger? I look to me sword I painted, and all I see is the pain I've caused others. Why won't it wash away? Blood should wash away. You said it be necessary, right? Right? Right?
Didn't take me long to sail the 18th Petal Sea. Its typical girly flower pink petals bugged me almost as much as that stupid pirate's words. But I digress. The sun had set, and the moon taunted me. The moon kept taunting. Why do I feel this power? It was not mine. Wait. Damn you, Santiana! Before I knew it, with the moon as me ally, I was smashing me blade into every part of the lily. Suddenly, I was the strongest I've ever been. With fury foaming from mouth, I shred through the sails, crushed the floorboards, and kicked down the mast. I chomped holes in me own ship with me massive, sharp fangs. I was rabid and crying and laughing and howling. So much howling till I coughed up me blood. But it felt good to let the anger take over. I had destroyed most of the flaming lily before I realized I had sailed to the 18th sea. I envisioned the joy I would have had here, the final stretch before me destiny, the duel with that monster. But now I just float miserably, stained in the blood and seething with enough rage, you would have sworn the seawater was boiling. There be no flowers in the Petal Sea, and worse, I was burning? At first I swore it'd be the moonlight for some odd reason, or me fur's reaction to the sea. But no. An ominous glow surrounded me, and I looked up to see a crimson sun. Its light was burning me eyes and flesh. Not enough to kill, but slow enough to suffer in. Next, that minty fog appeared, where there was once water. But that sun did not leave, and burned through the fog. Then I heard that monster roar. Before me mind could think, I got my wish. Finally, I was in the 19th sea, facing that monster that stole ye from me. Me darling, I saw the Kraken. But, alas, even with the anger of a man-wolf, I was no match. I caught a glimpse of its long, crude, smiling skull for a face, before it stabbed me down through the fog, beneath the sea with its jagged tentacles. Another weak, pathetic soul for it to feast on. As me mind faded into the abyss, I felt I was both drowning and burning from the cursed waters and wicked fire sent down by this monster. I failed again. Captain Mayhem is dead, but I still hear her screaming. I thank ye for listening, but now we can both rest for eternity, however long that whole thing may be. My darling.
Every time I think of you, I want to hug and never let go. But you always leave in the end. I cry, hope, pray, and now I'm here, trying to paint this pain away, because you're not here anymore. You were ill, but we called you a criminal, and when you wanted a hug, when you needed a hug, for someone to hold you and never let go, we gave up. All these people can cry, hope, pray, And maybe there's something in the stars to forgive them, but nobody cared about you until you died. I didn't care. Now I can't stop being angry. Because every time I think of you, I want to hug and never let go. But you always leave in the end. My darling, I love you. You may never hear me say how much I love you, but I promise to never stop saying it. I love you. And even if it is too late, I will paint a dream in your memory. That's a promise. I will not fail again. You can sleep now. I love you.